Hello, today I'm really excited to share my new recipe with you. It's a chocolate cake with homemade salted caramel and airy caramel cream cheese frosting. A nice, well-balanced dessert to enjoy this season. I'm Sandra and let's hurry to start. Make sure you follow the preparation steps while baking a sponge cake. Measure your dry ingredients, get a cake pan ready, as well as preheat your oven at 340 Fahrenheit or 170 Celsius. Beat eggs, sugar and vanilla for as long as it takes, honestly, from 7 to 10 minutes. It's actually more important to look for a certain consistency. When marks from batter ribbons don't disappear right away, you can still see them even after a few seconds. Pour whole milk, a quick mix, next sift flour, cocoa powder, salt, and baking powder. Chocolate cake will actually be a variation of French chocolate sponge cake. Don't worry, there's nothing difficult. Add those ingredients gradually, mixing gently, but with confidence. No overmixing, please. Once all mixed in, pour into a cake pan. I have mine set for 7 to 8 inches. Parchment paper or foil for bottomless pans. We're going to use the middle rack and set a timer for 40 minutes. Don't open the oven sooner than 30 minutes. I've had so much trouble making caramel before, but it's so worth it. And I think this recipe is my personal best and successful. You're going to need a good thick-bottomed saucepan. Half your granulated sugar goes right in. Add between low and medium heat. As it starts to melt, gradually add more and more sugar to melting parts. Have another pot with cream at low, heating to hot but not boiling. You can also use microwave. The sugar melting thing is happening pretty quickly. When most of the sugar melted, start carefully mixing it in the middle of your saucepan to speed up melting and avoid burning. The color you want to see is amber, not brown. Once all melted and no visible crystals of sugar left, pour in hot cream. There has to be a bubbly situation. Watch your hands and face. Lower the heat and lift up the saucepan occasionally to prevent burning. And after that, add butter at any temperature, but cubed for convenience. A little advice if you're a beginner, taste melted sugar before adding everything else to see if it tastes burnt. Salt to your taste and good luck with that. Making caramel can be tricky and dangerous, but you got it. Caramel will get thicker after chilling. That's the consistency at room temperature, but after being stored in a fridge. Perfect as a cake filling. When cake is baked, let it cool to slightly warm before extracting from a pan and place it in a fridge in a zip bag for the same day use or on a counter in a zip bag for the next day use. Caramel cream cheese frosting is super easy and fast to do. It's one of my favorite recipes for the inside of the cake. Mix cream cheese, sugar, and our caramel, maybe some vanilla, until smooth and creamy. Scrape the sides of the bowl. Nobody wants a lumpy frosting. Set aside. In a separate vessel, whip cream until seconds from being done. Mix 2 parts together at low speed only to incorporate. All done! Sponge cakes have tendency to be on the dry side, even though they taste super good. Therefore require a syrup. You can either go for a simple syrup or use mine. I like using milk, cocoa, and a little sugar. Warmed up a little bit. It's less sweet and only adds richness. My cake will have 3 layers, though you can make it 4 with thinner layers of frosting. We go cake, syrup, frosting, leaving space for caramel, then caramel, and repeat again. By the way, which part of making a cake is your favorite? Baking or frosting, maybe decorating? Stick all the crumbs with leftovers and leave the cake in the fridge for at least 4 hours in a pan and plastic cling. While I'm continuing my journey of finding the perfect frosting for the outside of the cake, I want it to taste great and be excellent at holding cake nice and straight. My today's choice is Italian meringue buttercream, and I'm going to be using a kitchen thermometer that's advised. Beat plain butter for a few minutes till light and fluffy. Make sure it's room temperature, at least 20 degrees Celsius. On the stove at medium heat, mix water, sugar, and lemon juice. When it starts actively bubbling, put a thermometer in and keep an eye on it. If using the same whisks, wash them thoroughly after butter. The egg whites will not tolerate any grease and you will have to find new egg whites. Simultaneously whip egg whites into stiff peaks, but don't overdo. It usually takes a couple minutes. Around this time, sugar syrup will reach 120-123 degrees. Grab it and with the mixer running on high, pour syrup in very slowly, trying not to get much on the mixer itself or the whisks. And keep beating your egg whites for 3 minutes. At this point, you can add soft and fluffy room temperature butter and mix on medium speed for another couple minutes. I was pretty happy with how this Italian meringue buttercream turned out. It can be used right away. I colored mine with caramel color. And yes, that's me struggling to pipe the frosting with one hand. Frost the outside of the chilled cake, starting with the sides, smoothing them at a perfect 90-degree angle. Watch how much you scrape off, so that at the end you still have some frosting on the cake. I enjoyed working with this frosting. It gives you enough time to fix everything. It looks smooth and shiny. It stays really well, even at room temperature. But don't repeat my mistakes and add details and rosettes right away. If you let the base chill first, they will fall off eventually. Frosting is a bit cracky when you're trying to slice the cake or move it a little bit, but softer cakes and tender fillings are often to blame for it. I personally love the taste of Italian meringue buttercream. It reminded me of childhood, unforgettable taste. Cake is ready to be served after half an hour in the fridge. Amazing flavor, it's a must try honestly, simple combinations, yet delicious. Bon appetit!